is Elliott Serrano and Jose Melendez coming to you from Dreamland Comics in Schaumburg, Illinois. Once again here on the Comic Culture Warrior YouTube channel. Been giving DC a lot of attention, so let's get into some Marvel books. Actually,
well-deserved attention.
Yes, well-deserved attention. I'll give him that. But a book that just came out from Marvel that has gotten quite a few mixed reviews, honestly. It's a new title from a new X-Men title, if you can believe it. X-Men Forever by Chris Claremont with artwork by Tom Grummett. And, okay. What is this book? This book is like an untold tale of the X-Men's past. It goes back, actually back to the run somewhere in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
I want to say it was. Where before Kitty,
all by the awful costumes.
Really, by when Kitty and Nightcrawler, before they went back to Excalibur, you have Jean and Rogue still on the team. You have Gambit, Sabretooth, and Cyclops still with his old, his 90s costume.
No, Sabretooth even in this issue?
No, he's not in that issue. I just mentioned him because he's on the cover.
Well, I know, but I was just thinking that I didn't see him in there.
And I read this book, actually, and I felt the exact same way that a lot of other people felt. I think you were reading it, and what were your words?
I now remember why I stopped reading X-Men in the mid-90s.
Yeah. And I read the same. I read it, too, and I was like, wow, Chris Claremont, his style of writing has not changed.
No.
Has not changed at all.
No, it hasn't.
And I even remember reading a comment on the comment boards, I forget what news site it was, where someone said, I read it and I don't need to read something that reminds me of when I was 13. Okay? And I thought that was kind of a fair assessment, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this because this kind of relates back to a conversation we had a few segments back about how we as comic readers have developed certain skills in processing information, and I even used the example of Tom Orzechowski's lettering on an X-Men book. Well, lo and behold, who letters this? Tom Orzechowski. And when you read this book, it's a very linear, very straightforward comic to read, and I can see myself giving this to kids that aren't really conditioned to reading comics to get them into it. So that's why I kind of would recommend this book. Is it written for us, the fanboys who've been reading X-Men for years and years and years? No. Is this even on the level of Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men, which was written for us fanboys, but you could have given to anybody too, because it was just so well done? No. But if you want to get a kid into X-Men, if you want a kid, who was at that age that you were at when you first started reading X-Men comics, and you want that kid to feel the same way you did, this is the book to turn them on to. And then the great thing about this is it's something new, and then you can also get that kid the trade paperbacks, the Dark Phoenix saga, all that great stuff that we read back in the day when Claremont was teaming up with Byrne, with John Romita, Paul Smith. Back when X-Men was...
Even Mark Silvestri.
Oh, Mark Silvestri did a run on X-Men. That was back when X-Men was the flagship title of the Marvel Universe. Jim Lee. Back when Jim Lee could do a monthly book.
And then Willis Portacio after that.
Portacio.
Keep going. Keep going and going. Carlos Pacheco took over for a while with Joe Kelly.
But to me, the Paul Smith run will always be my favorite.
Yeah.
In any case, this is a book. It's not written for us, the 30-some-year-old fanboy. It's written for... This is something to introduce younger readers to. And the only problem, though, is, again, it's a $3.99 book, and you had made a comment before we started recording this. Why isn't this, on the Marvel Adventures?
Yeah, it should be at Marvel's Adventures.
Should be a Marvel Adventures
because it is an all-ages book. And I think it... You know why, though? Because Marvel Adventures, I think when retailers see Marvel Adventures, the order numbers are going to go down. But if they see Chris Claremont writing another X-Men book, I think that's probably the number one reason why they didn't do that. That could be it. Because they didn't want it to just have it seem that it's a kid's book.
Well, you know what? But then you're marketing this book incorrectly because there is going to be...
No, but they already got your money. They already got your money for the first issue, though. Marvel already got it. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I mean, the orders are probably going to go down now.
Yeah, but see, they should be marketing this book for younger readers.
I totally agree.
Be. For not even like, I mean, for teens at least, or tweens. Because this is a book, I think it's written for them. It's not written for us. If Marvel's going to try to say this is for the modern, today's fan man, I mean, because we're getting pretty up there. You know, that is totally not it. I mean, Claremont, I mean, the guy has been writing X-Men longer than anybody, okay? And I give him props for that. But the guy has not changed at all. Mm-hmm. In fact, I saw Claremont once at a bar at a Comic-Con once. He was still wearing his members-only jacket.
That's pretty cool,
That's
actually. How
stuck he is in that long-gone era. In either case, I mean, the X-Men Forever, is it going to be your cup of tea if you're if you're in your 20s? No. If you're in your teens, I recommend this book. It's a good book. If a kid's never read a book before, this is a good one to go with. I recommend it. And then, just because we have to say, we loved it last time, and we love it again, Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers #2, where Lockjaw and company are traveling throughout the Marvel Universe.
And they pick up a new friend.
They pick up a new friend. I said last time when we talked about issue 1, if they pick up Zabu, I'm totally there. There he is. Yeah. Zabu joins the Pet Avengers, and they have an interesting encounter with Devil Dinosaur.
This book's just getting better, man.
The art is great.
It is.
Writing is witty. Again, the book doesn't take itself too seriously, but just seriously enough. You know, Chris Elliott is telling a straightforward story, and it just works so well. It works on so many levels. And the bit when Zabu confronts Devil Dinosaur, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. And
then they all assemble finally.
Pet Avengers assemble. Yeah. That is pretty cool. It is really, really cool. So, needless to say, this is a book that, like X-Men Forever, I think this is a great book to get younger readers into. Again, maybe, I know, young boys, they don't want to see stuff with pets and puppies and kittens.
Well, tough shit, man, because this book is, I said it before and I'll say it again, better than Dark Avengers, better than New Avengers, by far.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Next to Mighty Avengers is the best Avengers book. Oh, and Avengers Initiative. Isn't really an but this is better than Dark Avengers and New Avengers.
Oh yeah, this stuff pawns Dark Avengers right
big
now.
Time.
Pawns
but you know what? Reading this issue just reminds you of Time Bandits.
Ah, yeah.
You do go back in time in this one, and then the doors that are opening up, and I'm like, oh man, I would love to see like an ongoing just with the Time Bandits. But I guess that's no, because Exiles isn't really Time Bandits because they're going from dimension to dimension. Yeah, now if they made a Time Bandits like Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers book, I'd buy that in a second.
Technically, they're not pets, though. Most of these are wild animals, but, All right, beyond that, great book. Great book. So, 2 Marvel books that really we're really enjoying right now, or I enjoyed. We both enjoyed Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers, and X-Men Forever enjoyed as a qualifier for new readers. All right, when we come back... time to open a can of whoop ass on you, fanboy D.
It's not gonna be that harsh, but
be there. See. Yeah, I'm kicking his ass.